Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Zoe, and today we're going to do a highlighter and setting spray declutter. And one sec, because I just filmed my blush part of the last declutter, and my hand was still covered in blush. So, we're going to do highlighters. No, let's do setting sprays first, because highlighter is going to be the longest portion. I don't have that many setting sprays, so my leg is turning numb. Okay. So we have this one to do it up by 4th Ray. This is almost done, so I'm gonna keep this one, but in my makeup bag, so I might actually use this up very soon. I'm gonna keep it. I like this water spray. It's just pure water, but in summer it's very refreshing. I don't really use it as much as a setting spray though, so I use more as a refreshing spray. Then we have this, and this is so old. So are we gonna use this up? I might actually try because it's so close to being used up. Oh, do you see how this spritz is? No, we're gonna get rid of that. That's not good. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the Hydro Balance Catrice spray because the spritzer is just horrible. And then I have a big one of the matte and the glow, and I have a small one of the matte one as well, which I like using. This is such a fine mister, and I like both of these. Oh, that's not as fine of a mister. That kind of even spilled. How is that possible? Wait. Okay, I think the spritzer was just clogged. Now we're fine. So I'm going to keep both the Clean ID ones from Catrice. And then I have this Shiseido one with a extra. It's fragrance though, and I think it is, by the way. I don't know. I think I'm going to give this to a friend because I think she will really like it, and I'm scared to use it because I'm not sure if it's fragranced or not. So that can go. That's technically 2 decluttered because it took up 2 spaces. And then 3 with the other one. And then, oh. Wait. I'm sorry that I'm spritzing everything for people that think that's weird, but I think that's, for me, the most important thing of a setting spray. Let's unclog this little guy. Okay, it's better this way. I think this is one that you have to spritz from like very far away, but then it will work. And I like to have a mattifying, like really mattifying, like really lasting setting spray, and it has no perfume and no alcohol. So I'm keeping 5 and I'm decluttering 3 of my setting sprays, which isn't the most, but I'm actually fine with this amount because I didn't have that many. Another setting spray that I don't own that I really like, by the way, is the Milk Makeup one. I really enjoy that. Okay, I'm gonna dry off the table with this sleeve of mine, and then we're gonna get into the highlighters. And you're immediately gonna see an eye palette, a face palette. And that's because I actually forgot to talk about this one because it was in my makeup bag. You can see how beat up this is. This is the Pixie Rage Loves palette, and it's super old, and it's still so good. This is such a beautiful metallic highlighter. I am looking for a different like Pixie highlighter to buy instead of this, but for as long as I don't have one, I'm definitely going to keep this because it's still super beautiful. It works gorgeously, so that's a keep. And then all of these highlighters. Let's get into cream highlighters first because I don't think I'm going to declutter much there. Okay, we have some from ColourPop, and then we have yeah, let's start there. I do actually like Guilty Pleasure. It's more of like a blush toppery highlight. It's like a pink to gold, beautiful shade. So I'm going to keep that. I think I'm going to keep Lunch Money, even though I think it's kind of like boring. Should I keep this? No, you know what? I'm going to give this away. Lunch Money is not my favorite shade. It's, to me, kind of boring, and I think someone else will enjoy it a lot. I am going to keep Over the Moon because it's such a different, cool, shifty shade, and it's like, I like to use it when I do creative makeup looks. And then I also like Spoon, which is like more of a bronzy shade, but then with silver glitter. So I want to keep that one too. Then I'm going to get rid of this Revolution one in Liquid Ethereal. It's still in the packaging. I don't like this. Is a little bit of a too greasy formula for me. So I'm going to get rid of that. I am going to keep, though, these two, the Hello Halo ones in Hello Goodbye and Glow Goddess. I like to mix these in with blush, like my Rare Beauty blushes. They give such a beautiful effect, or my other blushes as well. And I like to use them as highlighters as well, so those can stay. I'm going to get rid of this Becca one because it doesn't do anything, if I'm really honest. Like, look at this. I tried to use it, that's why quite a bit of it's used up, because I put it kind of in a project pan. But if I blend this out, it's just kind of like a wet look. Oh, that's the cuckoo's clock. My boyfriend has a cuckoo's clock, and that's what's going off. But, like, I think it's nice for when you want to do wet look, but this just doesn't show up that much on my skin tone, so that can go. It's, by the way, in the shade Pearl. And then we have these three. And, okay, I'm going to keep the Winx highlighting stick. It's a different shade, so I don't use it that often, but when I use it, like, as you can see, it's kind of like a greenish shade, but it's very cool and it looks very nice. And I do think it's like cool to have, because I could see myself using this with like a Halloween look, or even just on a normal base when I use the ABH Moonchild palette. And then we have the same problem with these two. Well, both of these have the same problem. Let's put it like that. Because I really enjoy them, but they are fragranced. Wow, wait. Oh no, it was just the top. Thought this was going to be dried out, because this is that wet look that does work for me, because it's just a little bit more than the other one. And this is a beautiful highlighter. It's just that, for me, I don't know if it will work because it's fragranced. Look at that. So gorgeous. So, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, you know what? Sadly enough, I'm going to declutter the e.l.f. stick, because I know I don't use it because I'm scared that it will itch. So I have that experience. This one doesn't contain that much fragrance, or does it? No, you know what? I'm also going to get rid of this. Someone else can use this, be very happy with it, and I'm just going to let it collect dust because I'm scared that it will hurt my skin. So we're decluttering 4, actually, and we're keeping 6. So that's much better than I thought I would do. And then we have powders. Let's do this category first, because we have 4 loose highlighters. And this Wet n Wild Moon Tears one, I'm sorry, you guys, but this is just, wow. I love this so much. This is like, I wish some other brand took inspo from this and used it to make a, like, maybe pressed highlighter, but this is so wonderful. I love this. Keeping it for sure. This one, I'm not sure about. You know what? Let's do this. Let's get into it. This is Moon Tears swatched out. How gorgeous is that? Wait, let's do a little bit more so you guys can really see the magic. And then this is Cleo, I believe this shade is called. It's pretty. It's also similar, but it's a little bit more golden. But I feel like Moon Tears just does that little bit extra. Like has little extra touch. And then we have ABH Vegas. I believe that's what this is called. Which is more of a golden shade. And then we have Snowflakes by ABH, or Snowflake, I think that's what it's called. This feels very weird. It has like sort of like a lumpy texture, but on the skin it's super beautiful. So let's have a look. Okay, you know what? The Juvia's Place one and the Wet n Wild one are too similar, and I like the Wet n Wild one better. So I'm gonna declutter the Juvia's Place one. And I think I'm going to keep both of the ABH ones because I like Vegas. I use that quite often, actually. And I don't use Snowflake that often, but I have other... But I do like the formula, and I do want to keep an icy highlight shade. So that is it for the loose highlighters. I'm going to keep 4, and I'm going to declutter 1. That's pretty okay, right? No, I'm gonna keep 3 and declutter 1. Okay, and now we have all the other ones. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take out some that I know I want to declutter. Let's start here. This Beauty Ray one is nice, but it's just decluttery and it's also kind of boring. So I'm gonna declutter that. I'm also going to declutter this, this, and this because they're obviously too dark on me, and I have a shade that's similar to this but a little lighter. So all 4 of these can go. Wow, counting is like a hard thing now. And then let's take some out that I know I want to keep. I want to keep the Space Age is that what it's called? Yeah, Space Age Prophecy. This is such a beautiful, super cool, different highlighter. Green to peach to everything I love. So that is going to be kept for sure. And I also really like Diamond Dasher. It's a little bit more glittery, but it's such a beautiful peachy highlight, so keeping that. Then I want to keep the More Than Glow highlighters in the shade Beyond Golden Glow and Ultimate Platinum Glow. This is a lighter one. Then this is slightly darker. And then we have this, which for some weird reason keeps falling out of the pan. So I'm kind of doubting keeping this because it's like the same formula but a different shade. That's why I put it with this, because it keeps on breaking and it's super annoying. I don't know what to do with it, to be fairly honest. I don't know if I want to keep a highlighter that's constantly breaking on me, but to be fair, it only has broken twice. Let's see what it does when I tap it on. Okay, let's keep these 2, and you know what, let's declutter this because it looks horrendous now and I will be scared to take it traveling with me and stuff like that. So these 2 can go, these 2 are going to be kept, and then this one has got to go. Then what more do we have? Okay, I have 2 Becca highlighters. I have this one in Pearl, which, same story, keeps breaking on me. Although I do think this is a very nice like size to travel with, and it's a very nice shade. But I just, like, I would love to repress it, but I've done that before, and it just keeps on breaking, and I just don't know if I would ever reach for this again because of it. So that can go, because I'm not going to reach for it. I feel like such a snob for saying stuff like that, but you know, it's wasteful to keep things that you're not going to use. Oh wait, I was going to talk about this is Champagne Pop, and it's a very nice shade. It's slightly dark for me, but I can get away with it, especially in summer. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to get rid of this Essence one because it's a little bit too dark and just a weird shade for me personally. And then we have this beautiful one. Oh, this is such a gorgeous highlighter. It's like almost a translucent base with this yellowy, no, not yellowy, with this orangey, like sunset kind of glow. So I'm going to keep the Colored Rain Luxurious Bling one for sure. Oh, I got these two from Odenzai, and these aren't their new highlighters. And yeah, it shows, because this is honestly, I like a colored highlighter, but this is just like plain blue, and it's pretty, but it's also very blue. And then this is just super glittery for some reason. Like swatching them, they look beautiful, but they're super glittery on the skin. And I do have to say, like, formula-wise, I think the blue one is the best, but I don't see myself wearing a blue highlighter that actually has a blue undertone to it. Like, I would have loved the shimmers with, like, a translucent undertone, so I'm gonna get rid of both the Norn's, what are you called? Mesmerizer. Oh, that's what they're both called. In Veil of Future, which is this one, and Spring of Life, which is this one. Both are going. So that's that. What else do we have? Oh, we have some Ofra, two to be exact. Not that much. We have Rodeo Drive and Star Island. I do like both of these. I hardly ever reach for them, but when I do like them. These are the two shades. I like keeping both because I have then a darker shade and a lighter shade, so both these are going to be kept. I know Ofra is kind of controversial. I bought these before that time. I'm not going to throw away makeup. That's still good, but I get the whole point, and yeah, whatever. I'm not going to get into detail too much. Gonna declutter this because I kept Snowflake and also kept Star Island, so I feel like I don't need an icy highlighter. That's called Icy Glaze by Catrice, so that can go. Oh, and I'm also going to keep this one, so I definitely don't need that Icy Glaze one because this is that silver glow anyways. So that's gorgeous. We're definitely keeping that. It's a little bit like the Glitter Bomb-ish kind of shade, but it's a little bit more opaque. So I'm keeping the MAC Let It Glow. Then, let's see, what do we have left? Oh, I kind of want to categorize these two together because they are like similar in shade, I think. I kind of feel like these belong here as well. So let's swatch them all together and see if we actually need all of these. We have Hugs and Kisses. Oh no, Xmas Wishes. Oh no, sorry. It's called Warm and Toasty. says that on the back, by Essence. Then we have Essence Jurassic World in Extra Crispy. Then we have Lethal Cosmetics in Gamma. And then we have the 0 for 1 Irradiated Drive again. The Champagne Pop by Becca. And then the More Than Glow Beyond Golden Glow by Catrice. Okay, these are very similar, all of these. So let's have a quick look at what I need and what I don't need, what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. Feel especially like, okay, this is more golden than anything, and this is more red toned than anything. But then I feel like this and this is very similar. Or isn't it? Or maybe like this and this is very similar. So that are these three. The rest is kind of different. Like these three are different from one another. And then I honestly think that this is different enough that these two are super similar. You can actually see that in a pan as well, that it is super, super similar. And here is where it gets hard for me, because I like Catrice as a brand more than I like Ofra, but I know this is probably discontinued and this is not. No, I'm going to keep Catrice. I'm going to get rid of Ofra, because they're literally the same to me. And all of these are slightly dark for me, so I can only use them like during certain periods of the year, so it'd be kind of weird for me to keep like shades that are very similar. In other categories I might, but not in this. Okay, then we have peachy shades. We're gonna put this one in there as well. This. Oh, I should have just put this one in that last category as well. Okay, you know what? For now, we're going to keep this Wet n Wild one. I don't want to swatch everything again, but if I find out it's very similar to something else, I might eventually declutter it. So, you know what? We're going to see these next to one another. This is Revolution Peach Lights. This is Kiss the Air. No. Star Kissed by Essence. This is Blushing Lights by Revolution in Iced Hearts. Cleaning off my fingers. Then we have Diamond Dasher by Kaleidos. Then we have Colored Rain, Luxurious Bling, which I talked about before. And then we have Mars Melter, which I use more of as a blush topper than on its own highlighter. So this, oh, these are all the shades. Let me have a quick look. Okay, all of these are different. The only one I'm doubting to keep is the second one. But I actually like that. Okay, we're going to keep all of these except for this. I didn't swatch this, did I? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this has got to go. It's kind of weird and chunky and I don't like it. All the other ones can stay. even though this is like 120 years old, but it still looks and feels good, so we can keep it. And then we're gonna do the icy and more yellow, the icy blue and yellow tone highlighters, which we have here, the ones that we already kind of like decided to keep / not decided on fully yet. So let's do very icy ones first, and then like mid-toned ones, and then yellow ones. So these are like bluish, icy-ish highlighters. Okay, all three of these are like vastly different. This is silver. I'm just doubting if I should keep a blue like this when I have my Anastasia palette, and I think the answer is no. So I'm going to declutter the Pearlescent Pearl from MUA, and I'm going to keep the Melt and the MAC one. The Melt one, by the way, I didn't tell you, is in the shade Ghost Light. Then we have all of these. We have Platinum, Ultimate Platinum Glaze by Catrice. Then we, oh, there was still blue on the hand, but we can see the shade, right? Then we have Star Island by Ofra. We have, what are you called? Dazzling Lights by Depop, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's in the shade S'more. I'm gonna do one more little swatch. And then we have this one by Wet n Wild in the shade Air, I believe. I think. Oh yeah, in the shade Air. So these are the 4 highlighters swatched next to one another. I think these two are super similar, and then these two are sort of similar. This is such clingy packaging, and I do like the highlighter. It's very like beautiful, but do I want to keep it? And do I want to keep both of these? This is too white, and it reminds me a lot of the... Wait, let's swatch the Melt one and Ghost Light next to it. See if we have any similarities. Ugh, this is so hard. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna declutter this one. I'm gonna declutter this one because it's so flingy. And then I'm gonna keep these 3. I'm decluttering much more highlighters than I thought I would actually. And then these 2. And I love a good yellow highlighter, but I don't know if I should keep both. We have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Iced Out one, which looks like this. And then we have the Kaleidos Solar Sailor. I knew it was something with like sun or something like that. Okay, what are we gonna keep? They're so different. Solar Sailor just looks a little bit off on my skin most of the time because it has that green undertone. So I'm actually gonna keep this one and get rid of the Solar Sailor with like pain in my heart, but like when will I ever use it? I don't see myself using it very soon. Okay, so let's do a quick count. I decluttered all of these powder highlights, not counting the loose powder because I already counted that. But I decluttered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 17 powder highlights, and I kept 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Wow, so that's almost 50-50. The only one I'm kind of still doubting on is this one. This is the only one I might bring back, but I think I'm not going to. So that was my entire phase declutter, you guys. This is part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, go and watch that one. But I'm actually quite proud that I decluttered so much, and I'm very happy that I have a more curated collection now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And remember, subscribe because my lip declutter is coming up. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye.